Once again, Uber is messing with our destination filter. Let's talk about it. Welcome everyone, Mark here from Uber Hints. Once again, weird things are happening across the country. I don't know if you're seeing this outside of the US, but so far I heard 2 reports coming from our friend Glenn in Chicago and from Alex in Philly that Uber is monkeying with the destination filter. So let me read you the messages that they're receiving. I'm out of state. I'm in New Jersey right now, so I haven't even checked if we're getting the same thing back home in Wisconsin. But the messages are darn near identical. Let me read it to you. Lower earnings on destination trips starting March 14th. I mean, they come right out and say it. We are going to pay you less. They're always monkeying with those destination filters. One of the things they bragged about, remember the 180 days? And that was one of their high points. We are giving you destination filters. They opened it up to more filters and they cut it back to just 2 a day. Now they're taking those 2 and they are cutting back any value, anything that we make on the destination. We know destinations is an important feature for our many drivers. Unfortunately, high usage of destinations in Philadelphia and also on the one I got from Glenn in Chicago has increased pickup times on a number of trips. We've seen lower earnings for some drivers who are not using destination because they need to spend more time driving to pickups. To address this issue, we'll be testing and evaluating reduced rates on destination trips in Philadelphia and Chicago starting March 14th. So they're claiming that there's the same situation in Philly and Chicago. I wonder how many of you are getting this in your city. So how will it work? Let's see how it works. Rates will be reduced on destination trips. The reduction rates will be based on the current impact of destinations on pickup times in your area. You'll always know how much the rate is reduced before you set your destination. During the evaluation phase, do you think they'll pull it? Or is evaluation phase code word for, yeah, we're going to put this in place, we're going to keep it, but we're going to soften the blow. So when we just keep it in and never pull it back, yeah, you'll hardly notice. During the evaluation phase, Uber will evenly distribute the money from these reduced rates each week to drivers in Philadelphia and Chicago who did not use destinations and provided at least 1 ride in Philadelphia and Chicago that week. So you're telling me, if I go out and I do at least 1 ride that week, and 100 other drivers use the destination filter, and we pull a 30% from all those rides, they're going to redistribute it and I'll get some of their money? That's what it says. Destinations may not be available if too many drivers in one area are trying to use the feature. Here's an example of what your app will look like before you set a destination. The actual rate reduction may be higher or lower than 30% because that's the example they're giving. Destinations, 2 remaining. That's all we ever get. Rates will be reduced by 30%. See fare section of your partner dashboard for more information. The destinations rate reduction was taken very seriously. We're very serious about this because we know it may have a big impact on your driving experience. We will be sure to update you with any further changes. We will review how this change affects pickup times and overall driver earnings, but we will also want to hear directly from you. I don't believe they want to hear from us. I really don't. What do they want to hear from us? What do they want to hear from us? They know the impact. They have the statistics. They know how much they're paying out. They know how many rides they're getting. They already know all that. What do they want to hear from us? I want to hear from you because I want you to tell me, what do you think Uber claims they want to hear from us? Doesn't make sense. Please provide your valuable feedback using the link below. And then it gives a share feedback link. Now I'm just going to check the Chicago one and see if there's anything different. I have that right here. I think it says everything exactly the same. Yeah, it absolutely does. So I'm not sure how to take this one. I'm really not. Destination filters are one of those things that are very important. I think it's really important to a lot of us. For example, when I get up early in the morning, and a lot of you jump on this, I realize it, and I want to take trips to the airport because, let's face it, airport trips are profitable. So I'll set my destination filter to the airport at 4:30, 5, 6 in the morning. And now I want to get those airport trips. And now they're going to tell me they're going to knock 30% off. That's not even worth taking the trip anymore. And then they try to soften it by saying, we'll spread that money out over all the other drivers. I don't know. I don't know. What's going to happen, of course, is fewer people are going to use it, so the money is going to be minuscule. It's going to seem like a lot when it's 30% from my ride, but you spread out that money over, I don't know, 500 drivers, 1,000 drivers, 10,000 drivers who drove during that time period, at least one ride, it'll be pennies. I don't really know how to take this one, quite honestly. You can say Uber is not doing it to profit because they're giving the money back. But I wonder if it's just kind of a token gesture to wean us off destination filters. You know, it'll get to be to the point where they can just say, yeah, no one's using it. That's really what they want. And eventually they'll come out with an email like this that'll say, our statistics have shown that nobody is using the destinations filter. And since nobody's using it, we're going to take it off the app. I can just see that coming. Remember when I used to wear my Swami hat? If I had my Swami hat, that's where I would say this is heading. It's, you know, sneakily clever in its own way, because we can't now accuse them of saying they're pulling money from the driver, because in fact they're giving that money right back to the driver. But the way they're doing it is just so darn sneaky and underhanded. 30%. They say your number may not be 30%, but why did they put it out there? They must think 30% seems like a realistic number to cut back a destination filter ride. 30%? Really? They're already taking, in many cases, 40, 50, 60%. You know, I get those reports. I see your earnings statements. They're already drastically cutting back. Remember when they used to say that they were going to take 20%, then they said they were going to take 25%. Now they're taking like 40. Now on top of that, they're going to shave another 30%. This just doesn't look good. And the reason I'm saying I don't know what to make of it is because they're so underhanded and sneaky about the way they're doing it. You know, the fact that they're giving the money back just makes it so hard to push back on this one. But you know why they're doing it. You know where it's headed, right? It's sort of like when the government gives all these freebies, so you become dependent on the government then. And then they get all your votes. They don't really care if anyone is better off in the end, if they have made an entire class dependent upon the government. All they care about is that they get votes. Well, we're doing kind of the same thing here. They don't really care if we're getting paid or not. They just want to look at their bottom line, and eventually I really think they're going to pull the rug out from under us. It's just a very weird one. And I want to know a couple of things. Number one, I want to know, is this happening in your market? Markets outside of Philadelphia and Chicago, where else is this happening? Because if this is really widespread, I'm ready to say scam, right? I'm ready to say scam, because the same situation cannot be happening nationwide. So if we're seeing this in New York, if we're seeing this in LA, if we're seeing this in Dallas, Phoenix, Miami, if we're seeing this in major markets throughout the country, I'm ready to call foul and say this is a scam. So that's the first thing I want to know. How many markets is seeing this? Is your market seeing this message? Then the next thing I want to know is, what's your take on it? Is there any way this is really benefiting the average driver? Or is it just going to discourage so many people from using the filter just becomes moot it becomes a thing of the past. And that little bit of money that they do get that's distributed is going to be so small, or maybe everyone just stops using destination. If they're going to take 30% of my drive, I'm not going to take destination. So they may be effectively killing destination without having to say we're pulling destination. You see the sneakiness here? They can say we'll pull 30%, no one will use it, then they've essentially killed destination filters, but we can't accuse them of killing destination filters. God, this one, it's so smooth, but so underhanded that I am disgusted and impressed at the same time. So the second thing I want to hear is, what do you think of it? Do you think that this is straightforward, above board, or do you think this is sneaky? I want to hear from you. As always, I encourage you to like and share the videos. Leave your comment down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Ring that bell icon so you'll know when I post new videos. I'm Tongue-Tied Mark, coming at you from New Jersey. Thanks for watching.